Hey everybody, and welcome to Robin's house. Today I wanted to talk about embossing folders that have matching stencils because they are becoming quite the thing. And this butterfly slimline was quite popular, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit. First of all, when you do um, your embossing, it's a good idea to have something on the top and something on the bottom because sometimes when you're doing especially a really tight uh, thing through the big shot, you can ruin your embossing folder when it bows on itself because it grabs one side too much. So that's just a little tip. Maybe put a plastic sheet above and below. And you might also need to add some shims. A shim is just an extra little piece of paper to give it just an ounce more thickness than you need. But for the most part, you have a stencil that matches your embossing folder. So you go ahead and emboss it and make sure when you're embossing, it's important to me which side of my paper is up because the cut edges tend to leave a little bevel. So make sure your hollow one is up on the top so your butterflies are popped. And then you have a stencil that matches the top of the butterfly. And then you have a more intricate stencil that matches the top of that butterfly. So I have a card here that does that. So we have our card that I've already embossed. And now it is time to find the location with your stencil. And if you can tack it down with something, that will probably be good, especially, for example, in this case, we are using more than one color on the bottom. So I've got some honey butter on one of them. And so I'm taking my blending brush and I'm just using regular ink on this. You can use Distress Oxides. You can also use regular old inks, but you can see right now, I can see right now that they act differently. So be careful when you're putting that first hit down because you can see I've got some texture going on here. And I'm just going to have to forgive myself to make the video not so long. And then so you just pick some spots here, add some color in there. There we go. So that's enough of our base for the yellow. And then we need some peach to create the base for our, boy, I sure do like those Distress Oxides, but that's okay. This is a softer, different look. And it's taking quite a while with these little brushes. The little brushes are nice on these stencils because especially in these little tiny spots, there's quite a bit of control in there, so that's good. But on these bigger ones, takes a little bit of time. Yeah, I can get some dark ones in there. Medium one maybe. And then we've got a big one down here. Try not to wiggle you too much. Anyway, it's the same idea. Just take your brush. This could probably be accomplished just fine with sponges, like inking our sponges, or the other tools. Of course, it works just the same. Okay, so that's the basic of this. All of our butterflies now have a base color. And then we take the more intricate one. And on this one, the intricater one is all using papaya, so we won't have to change our brushes. We do have to try and match up our stuff though. Okay. So we now have our papaya brush. This is going to go fast because it's papaya is pretty dark. So I'm going to try to be careful not to, you might want to decide, hey, the darker color is going to go on the outside and then the lighter on the inside, and then you have to try to follow through. Let's see how that works. But I kind of also like it that there are varying things going on here. So it's not solid, but you can choose however you want to do it. So that is how layering your stencils goes. It's super easy. And because it's all there for you, you just have to change out your colors. So thank you so much for watching. Happy crafting.